let's see what else we can do with the United States database that we've got here. So the first question, list the states and their elevations that are from New England with an elevation less than 2,000 feet. So we need states and their elevation. Those are two fields, but that may not be their field names. We need from New England, but that's the text, not the field name. And we need elevation, whatever that is. So we take a look. High elevation is an integer. State name and region, those are the two fields that we're going to need to get involved with here. So we have select state name, comma, high elevation, or high ELEV, from USA, where region equals New England and high elevation less than 2,000. So there's only one New England state that has a high elevation that's less than 2,000. Now, when I wrote here, list the names of the Pacific and Middle Atlantic states, that's the same as listing the state name. So sometimes I called it list the states, sometimes I called it list the names. Either way, we know it's going to be the state name field. So select state name from USA, where region equals Pacific, or region equals Middle Atlantic. By adding the region in the field list, then I can see which ones are from which. But that wasn't my original question. Now, what is the average elevation of the Pacific states? So I need to pay attention to the average of the elevation field, which is called high ELEV, and Pacific states, which of course is going to be from the region. It doesn't ask me the names of the states, it asks me the average elevation. So I need high elevation and region. And I begin with select AVG high ELEV from USA, where region equals Pacific, and I see that it's 14,851.8. But it's got some extra zeros in there, so I can format that average of high elevation, comma 0. Now it's going to show it without any decimals, where region equals Pacific. And of course, I don't really want that name, format AVG and all that stuff there, so I formatted the average high elevation as average ELEV, and that looks a little bit nicer. And what's the highest elevation state and what's the lowest elevation state? So the highest one is going to be order by high elevation descending. So that state name is Alaska, because that's got the highest one. Now, select state name from USA, order by high elevation ascending, limit 1. Same thing, limit 1 either place. That's Delaware. So Delaware's got the lowest and Alaska's got the highest. Now, here's an interesting one. Update the database and change New York to Old York. Let's face it, it's been New York for 400 years. About time to be called Old York. So what are we going to do? Update USA. Set state name equal to Old York, where state name equals New York. You'll notice there the query OK, 1 row affected. If I rerun the exact same command, guess what happens? Query OK, 0 rows affected. Same exact command. Why? Because it's already been changed to Old York. There is no New York anymore. So no rows were affected the second time. Now here it says, okay, I'm going to update, actually, instead of the word update, I have the word change. Change the 2-digit state code of Old York to OY. So state code is the 2 character. State name is the 15 character. So update USA set right here. Update USA set state code equal to OY, where state name equals Old York. So we had to add that line. Which states have a state flower that contains the phrase flower, or we're going to have contains the phrase laurel. Let's take a look at each of those. Which states means I'm looking for the state names. But state flower is the flower field. We know that already. So select state name from USA where flower like. Oh, the like command. Flower like. That means it contains this pattern. The pattern is can have anything at the beginning, the word flower in there somewhere, and anything at the end, before or after the word flower. So Kansas, Massachusetts, and South Dakota all have the word flower in it. We don't know what they are. We haven't looked at that. We just know those contain the word flower. Turns out Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia all contain the word laurel. So it can appear anywhere, beginning, middle, end, doesn't matter. Which states have a state flower that contains the phrase orange, and what is the name of the flower? So this time we're asking the name. So select state name, comma, flower from USA where flower like orange, where there could be anything at the beginning, anything at the end, but orange has got to be in there somewhere. So Florida has the orange blossom as their flower, and Idaho, for some reason, is there twice, has mock orange. Okay, so here now we see flower like percent orange. That means it has to end with orange, and those two Idaho states both end in mock orange. And orange, and then followed by the percent symbol. That means it has to begin with the word orange. So only Florida, the orange blossom state, will show up there.